Good afternoon. Good afternoon. Good afternoon. How's everybody out there doing today? This is something I'm starting to get more and more with veterans who are asking about these SMC rates and if they qualify. Okay. So, I didn't have what's going on, Barry. I didn't have a video dedicated specifically to this. I want to answer this along with two more things. Okay. All right. So, I got a comment. I'm gonna try to pull it up right now. And this is starting to happen more frequently, as I said. So here's the comment. It says, if I have periods of unconsciousness due to an in-service TBI, do I qualify for SMCT? Now I wrote back and I said, I just did a video talking about eligibility. Please watch it. Please understand what I'm talking about and talk to your doctor. And I left the link to the video. Okay. All right. Now, he says he has periods of unconsciousness. Okay. Periods of unconsciousness is a common thing for people with TBI. The difference is how severe it is. What conditions of unconsciousness do you have? Do you have mild episodes, moderate episodes, severe episodes, or extreme episodes? That is the difference. If you're having periods of unconsciousness and it periodically happens once every 3 months, how would you think you qualify for SMCT? I'm just asking the question, right? Because here's what I believe happens, right? I don't know this for a fact. This is just me making a hypothetical situation of this, right? Me thinking hypothetically about it. I think veterans go to the VA's website and they pull up the SMC rates. They'll hear someone at the VA or they'll hear someone talking online like myself who will say something to along the effect of, yeah, TBI, if you're on SMCT, you get almost $10,000 a month or over $10,000 a month for the SMC. That's all the veteran hears. The veteran did not even bother to look at the qualifications for these disabilities. Because a lot of times, and again, this is hypothetically, I believe they're thinking, man, I get this $10,000, bro. I can buy me a Cadillac. I can travel. I can buy me a house. Man, I can be out there balling. What very few people realize who think like that is, you ain't going no goddamn where. Bro, when the VA, our U.S. government, thinking about who you're dealing with, our U.S. government. If our U.S. government is giving you $10,000 a month, where the hell you think you're going? You ain't going nowhere. Your ass is either in a nursing home, you at home in the bed or on the couch, or you in the hospital. That's that's where you gonna be. You ain't traveling the world. You ain't leaning back driving no Cadillac. You ain't in no nightclub dropping it like it's hot. That ain't hell no. That is not reality. Tell you guys what you need to do. For those of you who are curious to know about SMCT, SMCR2, you guys do realize that there are Facebook groups that have these veterans and these veterans caregivers who support each other on Facebook, on Instagram, and on many other social platforms. You guys who are asking about these different SMC rates should go and join some of those platforms to understand. You ain't even in the ballpark. If you can get out of bed on your own, drive a car on your own, do whatever else on your own on a daily basis, you ain't even in the ballpark of what the conditions are for a lot of these veterans. So that's why I titled this. You got to stop looking at the money and start looking at the qualifications. It is so easy to say, man, I got TBI. I should be getting SMCT. And it's like, based on what? What are you basing it on? Because if you're talking to your doctor and seeing your doctor on a regular basis, your doctor will let you know. Because if you're going to apply for SMCT, who do you think they're going to go to first? All of your doctors that you're seeing. your psych doctor, your primary care doctor, physical therapy if you're seeing one. They're going to all of them. That's where they go. So if I go to my doctor and I say, hey, doctor, I'm thinking about applying for the caregiver program, aid and attendance. And your doctor goes, why are you applying for aid and attendance? You don't need help in your daily life. You can do everything on your own. That should let you know right now that you got an uphill fight, because that doctor that has been seeing you for the last 3 years, 5 years, 10 years, however long you've been going, does not believe you need aid and attendance. You guys understand that? In order for me to get what I got in the SMC category, it took 7 years. 7 years. It didn't happen because, they just filled this out. I've had 6 different doctors fill out that damn form. 6. This started all the way back in 2016. From 2016 up until 2020, when it got approved. Okay? This stuff doesn't happen overnight, people. You have to accumulate credibility with what you're saying. You say, I need a caregiver. You said that back 5 years ago, but there's no other mention of it between 5 years ago and now. How credible is that? Who's going to believe that? But if I tell you that year after year after year after year, it's mentioning all throughout my file, and nobody has done anything about it. And I keep telling you, and doctors keep telling you, okay, now it's time to take this serious. This is something that is serious that's been happening a long period of time. But for some of you all, you've never said nothing to nobody. And now all of a sudden you expect the VA to be like, okay, you say this is wrong, but you got no doctor that's standing with you. You got no evidence, and you don't even have a caregiver, but you're telling these people this is what's wrong with you. It's like, come on, man. Come on, bro. We're going to keep it a buck on here. Come on, man. If I'm in the street and I'm explaining this to somebody in the street, who's going to believe that? Let alone the government. Who in the street would believe that? Nobody. You got to look at the eligibility for the disability and stop looking at the money. Stop. Another common issue with TBI, cognitive, memory loss. Leave me a comment, man, my memory's so bad. And I'm okay, how bad is your memory? Well, they say it's moderate. Okay, well, what chance do you have of moderate memory loss of getting into the SMCT category? When with the SMCT category, you need around-the-clock care. You don't need around-the-clock care for memory loss. It's like, man, some of this sometimes, bro, what's going on, Howard? It is so frustrating sometimes when y'all ask these questions and a simple Google search or a simple search of the VA's website will let you know, yeah, I ain't even in the ballpark for any of this. I don't qualify for none of this. What's up, Status? How you doing? Mr. Steele, how you doing today? Okay. That's that one. Now I want to move to another one from Miss Brown. Ms. Brown has left 2 different comments. The most recent comment from Ms. Brown was a comment about Tricare. Okay. Should she get Tricare? Well, I and no one else knows what your medical history is. We have no idea about anything with your background as far as you needing Tricare. But I do know this. In order to get Tricare past 60, that's normally reserved for National Guard reservists who are retired and Army reservists or whatever reservists you're in, Air Force, whatever. After 60, they can get Tricare when retired, okay? Or you're a widow of a retiree after 60 years old, you can get Tricare. Now, as far as should you get it, that's a personal choice. I can't tell you that because I don't know anything about you. I don't know nothing about your medical history, what your situation is. You know, you got to look at your finances of what it's going to cost you monthly to get and maintain Tricare. So that I cannot answer. But to the first part of your question, where you pose that you got Medicare, and you were talking about the VA not giving out beds or wheelchairs. And I asked you the question. I said, okay, let me ask you this. Since when did the VA stop providing wheelchairs and beds to veterans who qualify for it? You did not reply back. So let me help people out who read that comment. They don't. If you qualify for a hospital bed, they will give you one. If you qualify for a wheelchair, they will give you one. If you qualify for a scooter, they will give you one. I have yet to see something where someone qualified for something the VA has not provided. I've yet to see it. And that's service connected and non-service connected. When you are 50% or higher, you got a non-service connected condition. Let's say you broke your leg. Okay, you go to the VA, right? What are they going to charge you at 50% or higher? Nothing. Are they going to give you a wheelchair and fix your leg? Yes, they are. And send your ass home in a wheelchair. Now, help me understand again how they don't provide that to you. Now, she is waiting on the VA to make a decision on her claim, right? But again, if you haven't been through the system and you're not aware of how the system works, how are you saying the VA doesn't do something that you've never done, that you've never been a part of? It's like, come on now. You see, a lot of people also don't realize in order to get a higher rating at SMC, they have to qualify for SMCL first. Yes and no. It depends. Who is this? Rich Rod? It depends. Because like with TBI, there are some veterans who come back and their TBI is so severe that they don't qualify for any of the traditional SMCs, even R2, and they go straight to SMCT. Okay? So TBI is a unique one. But in all other cases, most of the time, yes, you're going to start with SMCL, and it depends on your rating. So if you have, just say you have loss of both feet. Loss of both feet will put you at SMCL and a half. Even though you started L because you got loss of both feet and you got another rating that's at least 50%, that's going to take you to the next category. Or you got a rating outside of those two that's 100%, well, that's going to take you to M. So it really depends, right? There's a lot of different factors that go into the SMC category. So everybody's not going to start at L. There are some people who skip right there and go right to the next one, L and a half, or they go to M. And as their conditions get worse, if they qualify for it, they move further and further up the line. What's going on, Mr. B? How you doing today? All right, so we talked about TBI and qualifications. Matter of fact, that goes for any SMC, even K. Okay, look at what the qualifications are for the disability. If you don't know what the qualifications are, how are you even talking about the money, or do you qualify if you have no idea what the qualifications are, right? Loss of use, if you don't know what it is, you got to look it up. Even if you don't want to look it up, you don't know how to use your phone, you don't know how to ask Google or Safari or anybody, talk to your doctor. Because that's the first place the VA is going, is to your doctor. And if your doctor doesn't believe you need that, they're not going to give it to you. You're going to have to go outside, get an independent doctor. Now you're going to have a fight on your hands. All right? This is how it goes. Your doctor has to tell you, qualify your aid in attendance. Correct. Like I said, I've had, and here's the thing, Mr. B, I've had 6 different doctors tell them I needed aid in attendance. I didn't get it even though they told them I needed it. It still took years for me to get it. Years. Okay? It's not as simple as, okay, yeah, my doctor filled out this form, I'm good to go. Now, it happened for some people. Some people were able to get it right away, right? But for me, at the age that I was at 38, there's no way they wanted to give it to me. No way. I had a fight on my hands. Even though they had x-rays, they had MRIs, they did a nerve conduction study, the doctor said yes, No, it took years. So even right now, I got an appeal in to go from the date they gave it to me, going all the way back to 2016 or 2015, one of them. And I got to fight that fight. Your doctor has okay, I read that one. Let's see what else we got here. The primary care doctor is the one that they want. Yeah. Yeah, I had 6 different primary care doctors. Well, first it started with the psychiatrist. My psychiatrist said it first. Then I had 5 other doctors. Even the doctor here said it. And then I had to go back to the States, to Florida. I went to the William King Clinic in Fort Lauderdale. They told them again. And from the combination from here, there, and my medical records in the past, and then I still had to do a CMP exam in the States, I finally got awarded. I was like, God damn. It took forever. It wasn't, I didn't have an easy road to where I am right now. It wasn't an easy road. I have a total of 3 different SMCs. Okay, now, so well, how you got 3? Okay, I have a primary one that's on the SMC chart. I'm gonna just say between L and O, I got one in there. But also, when it comes to SMCK, you can have more than one if you qualify for it. So if you have more than one issue with SMCK, so for example, let's say I have ED, erectile dysfunction, and loss of use of my left foot. That's 2 different SMCKs plus the SMC. Understand what I'm saying? And you can read this. Go to the VA's website and you can read this. You can have multiple SMCKs with SMCs L through O all the way up to R2. You can have multiple. But when it comes to SMCS, you can't have SMCS and SMCK all the way. That don't work. That don't work. You can't have those 2. It got to be one or the other. Okay? Now you can have S and Ks, or you can have Ks and a bunch of the other ones. But the S in the SMC category here, no. No, it's one or the other. People think it happened overnight. Yeah, and it doesn't. Okay, I have SMCP, okay, and SMCK. Yeah, here's somebody that knows what I'm talking about. So those you can have. And I'm telling y'all a lot of this dude based upon experience. My psychiatrist filled out my form in July, and my therapist made a statement in support of my claim for SMCL. Okay, got it. That's how I started. But like I said, bro, more than likely they're gonna send you to a CMP exam, even though your doctors who've been seeing you for however long they've been seeing you, more than likely. But it may be different in your case. You may get a rater that they see it right away, and you may be good to go. But that, like I said, that's not the case for everyone, unfortunately. Everybody doesn't fall into that category. Okay, I want to switch topics real quick because I was talking about the FMP program, and I had someone ask, how do I handle my healthcare here if I don't go to any other third parties? Okay, and how did I find my doctor? All right, so for those of you who live abroad, or those of you who are thinking about going abroad, you fill out the form. I would suggest you fill out the FMP form, the Foreign Medical Program form, before you leave. And have a copy of it with you when you go to wherever country you're going to. Okay? That's because you know exactly what your entitlements are. If you still have qualifications for VRE, vote rehab, or vote readiness, and whatever they call it now, vote readiness, and but I still call it vote rehab. You will see all of that. If you still have education benefits and everything that your service connected for, it will have it listed on there, so you know precisely what you're eligible for. Then go to the embassy to whatever country you're going to. Not physically go, but go to the embassy's website and look for doctors. Okay. If you need a psychiatrist, look for psychiatrists. You need a physical therapist, look for the physical therapist. The embassy's website provides a ton of information for its citizens that are going to another country. That's what they're there for. That's what your embassy is there for, information. So let's say that you're going to Mexico. Let's say you're going to Cancun, you plan on moving to Cancun, or you plan on living in Playa del Carmen, and you plan on staying there full time. Okay, go to the U.S. Embassy in Mexico's website, put in the city that you're going to be in, and then put in for doctors. They're going to give you a shit ton list of doctors. Same thing for psychiatrists, same thing for physical therapists. Okay, sometimes you can get lucky and the doctor, psychiatrist, or physical therapist you're going to will allow you to bill, let them get billed, and then when that check comes in from FMP, you just pay them when you get paid. Sometimes that happens. That don't happen very often, but sometimes it can happen. But for me here, I found a doctor through the embassy's website that I was comfortable with. It probably took 5 different places I went before I found a doctor here in Poblado that I don't mind seeing. Okay, so I go see the doctor, and I'm only in there maybe 45 minutes, maybe 30 minutes. And it usually costs me between $35 and $40 a visit. That's it. There's no markup. Like these services, I don't have no markup. When I send the bill in, is what I paid them. $35, $40. Okay. I take that bill and I contact FMP and I make sure that everything that they want from that bill, which that bill is in English, the paperwork is with it, and I show where I made the payment, the receipt that I made the payment with. I send all that to FMP. It normally takes anywhere from 90 days up to 120 days before I get that money back. Okay. Now, some of you all may not be financially in a position to do that, and you may not have a choice but to go to the FMPs. And that's fine. I'm not telling you not to go. I'm simply telling you how I do it. So once I do that, that's $40. Okay, my medications. Here in this country, and in most countries south of the US, you don't need a prescription to get your medication. As long as you know what you need, you can go in and get it. Now, they may not have sometimes the exact same thing that you need from the States. They may have a substitute for it. And it's up to you whether or not you want to try that substitute or figure out another way to get it. Okay. But my medicine, again, with no markup or nothing, is around, it's just under $60 for all the medications that I need. Okay. So let's say I'm at $100 from seeing the doctor and getting my medication. $100. How often do I see the doctor? I only need to see the doctor technically once a year. Unless something else happens, I only need to see the doctor once a year. Or if I feel some type of way, I'll just go to a doctor's visit, get an appointment, go see the doctor, may get x-rays, may have to see a specialist. Worst case scenario, that bill's $120. I'm out $120 for 3 months, and I'm gonna get it right back. You guys understand what I'm saying? My problem, and I'm not saying not to go, I'm just explaining my situation. But my problem with the service here was they want you to go every week, every other day, call you every week, physical therapy every week. I didn't do that shit in the States. I have a life outside of going to doctor's appointments. Okay? That's what I got tired of. And the service that I was getting, and in the bill that I was getting for the service, that shit didn't match at all. Okay. For those who don't know, when you go to those services, you're supposed to get a copy of the bill. When you get a copy of the bill, you're supposed to look over the bill and make sure that what they're billing the government for is what you're actually receiving. They were charging $213 or $218 for physical therapy every time I went. Physical therapy was she rubbing oil on my legs, and giving me a TENS unit on my knees and my back for like 30 minutes. $213. First of all, I had never been to a physical therapy like that. That's not physical therapy that I would get in the States. Physical therapy in the States will consist of me having those rubber bands to try to stretch out my tendons and my Achilles. I would get on the bike. Sometimes they would put you in the pool. Trying to think of what else we would do. And we would do these stretches, right? That's physical therapy. The shit I was doing here, man, yeah. So anyway, I let all that go, and I found a physical therapist here that charges me for 2 hours. I'm trying to remember all the numbers. It's only like $35, $40. So let's just say I were to go to all three or do all three plus the medication. I'll be barely out of $200 total. And I go when I want to go. Nobody's calling me, harassing me about going to something, or do I think I want to? No. Truth be told, these are businesses in business to make money. That's what they are. That's what they are. Right? It ain't nothing wrong with that. Ain't nothing wrong with making money. Nothing wrong at all. I just wanted my own freedom. I don't need you calling me all the time to go to these appointments for what? No. So that's how I do it here. And if you guys want a detail for me to show you step by step how you can do this in whatever country you're in. And again, I'm not telling you not to go. I'm just telling you why I chose not to go and how I'm doing it myself. But let's say you're in a country like Peru, Chile, Mexico, whatever, and there's no actual VA in the country you're in, and you just want to deal with it yourself and not be bothered with all that, I can give you a step-by-step if you want to see it. But I would also tell you, whether you're in a country with one of those services or not, get health insurance. Get health insurance in that country, because even though you may be going to those services are not open past 5 o'clock. If you have an emergency, let's say 9, 10 o'clock at night, where are you going? Because you ain't going to them clinics. They closed. You got to go to the emergency room. And if you ain't got health insurance, you ain't got a credit card, you ain't got money to pay it, what you going to do, dog? What you going to do? So this is why it's good to have health insurance. Now, I used to have Cigna before I got the local health insurance. I had Cigna health insurance that covered me everywhere in the world except the United States, because I didn't need it there. The insurance was almost $600 a month. That's what it was. And I was paying for a private bed and a helicopter from here to Miami. That's why I was paying so much, right? But when I got the local health insurance, which is like $210 a month, depends on the exchange rate because it fluctuates, but I just paid $210. That comes with a private room and a helicopter. So regardless of where I am, if I'm too far that they can't get to me right away, they're gonna send a helicopter because that's what I'm paying for. And when I go to the hospital, I don't have no roommates. I'm not sharing no room with nobody. I'm in my own personal room with a nurse. That's what I'm paying for. What we got? We got that one. Let's see. And the award letter that lists your service-connected conditions. Yeah. The award letter lists all your conditions. And it also lists why they didn't give you the next step. Like, this is why I tell you how to read your award letter, because they'll read and they'll say, okay, in order for you to get SMC in, your condition would have to be this, or you would have had to have had this, right? Same way with some of you guys who are less than 100%. Let's say you 70%. It'll say the reason why you're not 80 or 90% is you needed to have had this, or this needed to be at this point in order for you to be there. So that's why you want to read those award letters. And sometimes they make a mistake. They'll say, hey, you deserve SMCK, but you're not getting paid for SMCK because they forgot or finance left it out. You'll know, okay, hey, I'm not getting this. You can go down to company pen and get it corrected. So those are things you need to know. Let's see. I tried to get health insurance, but because of my disabilities, I was denied several times. So I'm on my own. Luckily, doctor's business is only $12. Damn, okay. You can't get health insurance locally because of your disability? Well, I'm gonna be honest with you. I couldn't get it either. I had, and this is why you got no locals. My driver listed me as a family member. And because she listed me as a family member, like I was married to somebody in the family before, but I'm listed as a family member, I was able to get short. Because if it wasn't for that, I don't know. Because here it's a requirement, and you got several options. You got Sure, excuse me, and you got a couple of other ones. But the other ones are more like American prices. There's a bunch of them here, and there's some people here paying $400 or $500 a month because of their health conditions. But wow, man, that's tough. I would tell you to go to Cigna because that's what I used to have before I went to Sure was Cigna. But Cigna, bro, is high. I mean, I don't know what kind of coverage you're gonna get, but I was paying close to $600 a month for the coverage I had with them. It's high. It's high. I ain't gonna even lie to you, tell you it's cheap. It is not. It's high. Uh, but I had coverage everywhere in the world except for the US. Now, if you just want to get coverage, I think you're in Panama, then yeah, you just get coverage for where you need it, but it ain't gonna be cheap. But this Cigna Healthcare, bro, you can try them. Trying to think of who else. There's not too many of them. The other thing was I wish they took Medicare where you were. Maybe some of them do. I don't know if you have Medicare from the States, but you can go and try to see if some of the doctors there take Medicare. Um, that might be an option for you. They take Medicare. Other than that, man, yeah. I mean, yeah, I don't know what else to tell you on that one. If you can't get local health insurance, Sigma Insure and ASA, they're not. Damn, they denied you too. Shit. Holy shit, bro. Wow. They don't accept. God damn, dude, bro. Man, I ain't gonna lie to you. I'm gonna keep it a buck. You may want to consider going back to the States as much as you hate it. I mean, unless your health is pretty good right now, and obviously Panama is not like here, because here you gotta have health insurance. There ain't no ifs, ands, and buts about it. You gotta have health insurance here. Um, if you live here full time, I'll put it that way. You living here full time, you gotta have health insurance. Man, yeah, bro. I don't know if you're even considering going back to the States or going to Puerto Rico or Virgin Islands or somewhere like that, man. So you can at least have some peace of mind that you can get to that VA right there in Puerto Rico, or they can take you down to Miami if they have to. But damn, man, that's a scary thought. Or you got a large enough credit card to handle, whatever the worst case scenario is. I would, me personally, if I couldn't do it, get health insurance, I would go to the hospital and ask them, what is the worst case scenario here? Like you got to have a biopsy or you have an aneurysm or something like that. What is it going to cost to get that handled, right? And I make sure I keep a credit card or money in savings that's going to handle that. So if it's 30,000, 40,000, okay, I got that saved. So if something happens, we got the money. We know what it costs. We got to handle it. But yeah, bro, that's pretty tricky right there. I mean, I don't know if you're even considering moving, but You know, if something happens, though, I'm not sure how you're gonna handle that. Are there any other questions, man? Any other? I'm just trying to be honest with you guys, prepare you for whatever it is, and try to answer the questions. But with SMC, you know, look at the qualifications. It's just stop looking at the money. Just stop fantasizing about the money. Okay, it's just what it is. Um, and for some of you all who get upset, man, when we talk about money and we talk about colognes or they're talking about different types of alcohol, there's no reason to get mad about that, man. It's like people are just living just like you're living. You know, I don't agree with a lot of things that some of these vets do here. When I see them in the streets and they're begging and they're like, man, I'm only 30%, 50%. I'm like, why in the fuck are you here? And they give me some story. I'm like, all right, hey, that's your choice, dog. But I'm not helping you. I'm not feeding into your problem of being here. I ain't got nothing to do with that. Okay? Because I can tell you honestly, and I'm gonna keep it a buck. Y'all know I like to keep it a buck with you. At 100%, bruh, 100% ain't even half of what I get monthly. I'm keeping it real. That ain't even half of what I get monthly. And I know what shit costs here. I know what it costs here. Been living here over 6 years, dog. I know what shit costs here. I know what costs in different areas here. And I'm sitting here going, y'all ain't even 100. And you talking about living in this city? Like Urban was talking about on Saturday, $1,000 for an apartment. In the Poblado area, you don't need more than that. In Envigado, you can get away with that or less. Lorelas is getting close to what it is here. In Sabaneta, in certain areas, you can get away with it. But if you're gonna live real talk on 70%, live outside the city. Go to Marinesia, go to Guarny, go to San Antonio, go to Cisnero. Those areas, you got $1,500, $1,800 a month, bruh. Man, you living like a king for real in those type of areas. But in Medellin, nah, dog, hoes make more money than you make. Taxi drivers make more money than you make. Believe that or not, they do. 1,500, 1,800 in the city of Medellin, dog. Mm-mm, mm-mm, mm-mm. Now, if you in San Jeronimo, you in where else? El Retiro, La Ceja, bruh, I got no argument for you. I mean, you can go find an apartment, put in your own hot water, put in your own washer, and you good. $200, $150 a month. Cool. But not in Poblado. I mean, not in Medellin. No. And Bogota, no, hell no. Bogota more expensive than here. So I already know. No. I'm not here to a lot of people try to fool people into believing crap that's not true. Okay? It's like living here in Poblado. All of Poblado ain't the same. Just like in any city that you're in, it ain't all the same. You got the north end or the south, wherever you are, like in Phoenix. I'm gonna use Arizona for example. You got Scottsdale, right? You have South Scottsdale, Central, and North. All of Scottsdale is expensive, right? But the South is cheaper. Central is cheaper. The North is way more expensive. You're gonna spend 3 times in the North than you're gonna spend in the South or Central. That's how it works here in Poblado. If I'm in El Tesoro, or I'm in Provenza, or I'm here in the Golden Mile, I'm going to spend at least twice what I'm going to spend in Manila, which is in Poblado. Manila is close to Monterey Mall. That ain't a great area. That's where all the nomads are. That's where all the broken down buildings and all that crap is over there. And I see some of y'all leaving me comments about apartments in Manila, $900,000. Dude, I wouldn't give them motherfuckers $500 a month for that crap over there. Y'all out your mind. You might as well go stay in Envigado or stay in Lorella, so ethically. That's crazy. Thank you for the chat and keep up the good work. God bless. Appreciate it, man. So you said a taxi driver makes $1,000 a month? Yeah, taxi driver, bruh. My driver is a taxi driver. Okay, take to the side what I pay her. Just push that to the side. Okay, my taxi driver makes anywhere from $900 to $1,500 a month. She drives a taxi and an Uber. That ain't counting what I get. Okay, because on the weekends I normally don't use her, and most of it, like 2 or 3 days during the week, I don't use it. Okay, that's what she makes. That's real talk. So when these people are telling me, I'm like, what? I'm like, what? No way. And she lives in Italy. Okay, in Italy, her rent maybe 250, 300 at the most. Depends on the exchange rate as it fluctuates. So that's why to me, I'm baffled when people give me these numbers. Because as a gringo, and you in Panama, as a gringo, you be paying what the locals pay. Ain't happening, dog. You ain't happening. Whenever I'm doing something, if I'm not doing it in the mall where the prices are the same for everybody, ain't no in hell I'm going to these mom and pop spots knowing I'm not paying what they paying. Ain't happening. Ain't happening. If you paying attention in the street, right? You sitting in the back, and the person in the street sees my cab driver first, they gonna tell the cab driver it's a meal for whatever they sell. It's a meal, 2 meal. They see me, oh, it's 20 meal, 30 meal for the exact same thing. That's real talk. That is real talk. I don't come in here to lie to y'all, dude. That's why I am so baffled when people come here with little or nothing and saying that they living well. Wait, when the fuck are you living well on that? You ain't. And I keep showing you all images of where these people really are. And some of y'all don't believe that, but it's real. I can't get no more real than that. One dimensional. Bro, I'm just being honest. I can't be no more honest than that, man. It's like I have another friend. She works in Floridian Mall at this store. Something that started with A. I can't think of the name of the store. But she makes with commission, without commission, she makes close to $600 a month. With commission, if she has a good month, she can make close to $1,000 with commission. But without commission, she's still making $6,000. So I'm baffled why all these people keep thinking that the people here, even though there are some who make minimum $250, $300, but Mr. Brown can tell you, and anybody else in these countries will tell you, there ain't one person in the house that's only working. How many people usually in the house? 3, 4, sometimes 5 in the house or in the household. Like the parents may be at the bottom. They may have a son here, a sister here, and another family here. They just stack the house so it keeps growing, right? But if it's 4 or 5 people making $300 a month, how much is that household? $1,200. And you expect to do what these people are doing with this $1,200, and that's all you getting? No, dog, it don't work like that. Regardless of what you feel or you believe, or you say I'm just buying groceries, I got a girl, and you staying with her. You ain't got your own place. You staying with her. And you start staying in an area. This is the last thing I'm gonna talk about, dude. And I mentioned this to Mike on my other channel. This is real, and I'm be done with this. This is 1,000% real. Any of you all who've ever been in these barrios, okay, try to spend the night there. Come from the US and try to spend the night in these barrios. You all have no idea the level of noise, animals, music, and bullshit that goes on in these places all day long. starting 6:30, 7 o'clock in the morning, avocado man, strawberry man, pushing through the neighborhood with a megaphone, with speakers. He ain't yelling, avocado. This motherfucker got a megaphone. Some of them got karaoke machines. 6:30, 7 o'clock in the morning. That shit ain't happening here. They calling the police to run their ass out of here. Over there, not only 6:30, 7 o'clock, and I'm telling you this for somebody who stayed there overnight. About 7:30, people upstairs blast the music as they get ready to go to work for the day. You got kids running through. The streets are so narrow. Here's the street. Here is your front door. Every car that goes by, every motorcycle that goes by, you hear everything. Every damn noise all throughout the night. You hear everything. Dog. You got these neighbors yelling at these neighbors. You got these people blasting music. You got the people across from them blasting even louder to drown them out over here. I said, ain't no way. Especially for those of you who supposedly got PTSD, ain't no way in hell. No way you got PTSD living in that type of environment. You will never, ever convince me you suffer from PTSD and you living in that type of barrio. That is a lie. That is a lie. The only way you gonna survive in that with PTSD, you got headphones on 24 hours a day, 7 days a week. Because the level of noise, I didn't sleep at all. Didn't sleep 1 hour because you hear everything. The people next door, the people above, the people outside on the wall, just standing there talking. You hear it all night long. No way. No way. No way. 2, 3 generations living in that. Yes, that's what I'm trying to tell you, man. People are so delusional. They'll sit there and say, well, they only make 250, 350. Yeah. But if it's 5, 6 motherfuckers in one house, how much is that in the household? How much is that? Do the math. And you come in with 1,200? It's like, come on, man. Delusional. 2 years ago, I was very sick and admitted to a public hospital emergency room intensive care for 22 days. Damn, the bill was only $100. Yeah, you ain't get that in the States. Hell no. That bill probably be $25,000, $30,000 or more in the States. You only got a $100 bill? That's not bad. For 22 days in intensive care, that's not bad at all. Salute. What's going on, Mr. Miles? But I just wanted to let you guys know that, man. Please do not be fooled by these people telling you all, selling you all on a dream, because that's all it is. That's all it is. If you are outside this city, outside of Bogota, with that type of money, do you, dog? You gonna live with it. If I go to Alexandria and say I want to set up shop in Alexandria, bro, I only need about $1,000 a month. My rent's gonna be about $75 to $100 a month. I mean, ain't gonna be a damn thing there though. There ain't no malls, ain't no theater, ain't none of that shit there, right? But you got cell service and you got internet. So if that's all you need and you looking to get away with $1,000, bro, you good in them little towns. But in the major cities, no, dog. No. Now you could go 20 minutes outside of here and go to St. Helena. St. Helena, very small little town. Hell, you can rent your finca out there. Farmhouse. $500, $600. Have you a 5, 6 bedroom finca, right? But ain't shit out there. You and the trees and whatever animals are next to you. That's all that's out there. And then take a bus, because you ain't gonna have no money for no taxi. Take a bus and ride into the city with you need, get what you need for the month, and take your ass back home. If you want to live like that. I don't, but if you do want to live like that, that's possible. But you damn sure are not living in this city well on that type of money. I don't know. And if you notice, ain't nobody making no more of them bullshit videos talking about living like a king on $1,000 or on $1,500. They know that's a bullshit story if you ever heard of it. What up, Jay? How you doing, man? Yeah, so let me get off here, man. But I just wanted to make all that clear. Have you veterans do your research? I don't care where you go. Do your research. I lived in Playa del Carmen. Okay. So the person that asked me about Playa del Carmen, can you live there on $2,000? Barely. You'll be eating ramen noodles and whatever else they got in the street trying to live in Playa del Carmen. Because that's a retirement community. From my last time being there, which was shit, almost 10 years ago. And I know what the rent was then. So I don't know what it is now. Um, mm-mm, mm-mm. Now, man, people need to let y'all know where they really are. Because they ain't where you all think. You know, I'll show you outside. I showed you my place. We can go outside right now. I can show you where I live. Hey, I got no reason not to. None. None. I've been in all these barrios, dog. Been in all of them. Been around all of them. And I can tell you firsthand, I'll move back to the States if I got to move one of the barrios. Fuck that. Because I couldn't survive. Not that I'm worried about being robbed. Not that I'm worried about having any issues. The noise level alone. The chaos. Every day is chaos. And I mean, think of like your worst scenario ever. Like growing up as a kid, if you grew up in the hood or growing up in the South, and they're like just farming equipment every day, lawnmowers banging every day, just kids running around your house all the time. Think of your worst scenario and multiply that by 3. Bro, it is so chaotic in these barrios. It is crazy. Crazy. And then I can tell you, so you got cars coming by, right? The streets, you ain't even got 2 lanes in these roads. You got 1 lane, and cars and motorcycles are blocking half the street. Don't fuck around and let somebody block half the street in front of your door because your door is right next to the street. No, they don't sit out there and just blow their horn to whoever car that is. They finally wake up, move their car so these people can get by. I said, no, ain't no way. Ain't no way. $1,000 is not working in Bogota, even some of the towns outside. Like, bro. You know what it is though, too, Jay? It's like people find out. That's why you don't hear them talking about it no more. People found out you can't live like it. I ain't gonna say you can't do it. You can do anything that you want to do. Would you want to do that? Mm-mm. No, 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 no. You just no, no. What up, Mr. Lawson? How you doing today? All right, man. Let me get up off here. I got to the main points that I wanted to get to, which was talking about the SMC, talking about the Tricare, and then talking about the FUP and how I do it. And if you want a detailed video, guys, leave a comment. Let me know if you want to see how the step-by-step process of finding a doctor, going to the doctor, setting up your appointments. Now, let me also throw this out here, okay? I'm not fluent in Spanish, but you're gonna need to know some Spanish. There are a few doctors here that speak English, and on the embassy website, it'll say sometimes whether or not that doctor speaks English, or it'll say English speaking office, or some English speaking. Okay, there are in the Poblado area. I can't speak about everywhere else because I haven't been everywhere else to see a doctor, but in the Poblado area, there are a lot of doctors here who've got their education in the States and they speak clear English. There's some of the nurses that speak English. But for the most part, when you're entering the building, you're asking for directions or you're talking to the receptionist, you're going to need to know a little bit of Spanish. You're going to need to know, like, when they ask for your last name, date of birth, just practice those things, right? And like what your issues are. body parts, your feet, tobillos, your ankle, rodillas, your knees, espalda, your back, things like that. You got a headache, dolor de cabeza. You're gonna need to know those types of things to communicate to people because everybody is not gonna speak English, and they ain't gonna have time because there's gonna be other people in line for you to sit there and they ain't got time for that. They gonna look at you sideways like, man, you need to get this going because even here in Poblado, there's a lot of people. There's a lot of people that come here to get health care from the States and other countries. So just a little bit of Spanish, man, goes a long way. It's smooth the process. And then once you get back there to the doctor, he'll say, do you prefer to speak English? Yep. There you go. Now you're off and running with English. I like your neighborhood, but I have sensitive lungs. If I had to live there, I couldn't live in the city because, oh, yeah. Yeah, here, okay, I'm glad you brought that up. If you suffer from asthma, you have like something going on with you breathing wise, because here, bro, yeah. It's air pollution like a motherfucker here. It's real tall. You can't see it right now, or I would go up on the roof and let you see what it looks like because it's rained earlier today, so it has cleared it out. But on a normal day, bruh, it looks like we are surrounded by just a cast of fog because that's how much pollution is around this city. It is a ton of pollution. They're trying to clean it up by going electric with the buses, and they're like selling a bunch of electric motorcycles and electric cars. But people ain't really got the money to afford that, and they ain't gonna be no time soon that they give up all their cars and motorcycles to go all electric. But there's a hell of a cloud here for pollution. So yeah, you got breathing problems. Yeah, this may not be the fit. Now outside the city will work for you, but inside the city for some people with congestion issues, yeah, that ain't gonna be. That's probably not gonna be the fit for you. What's going on? Salute. How you doing today? All right, guys. So I did my hour, man. I don't want to keep dragging this on. But any other questions you guys have, man, please leave in the comment section. I don't know everything, never claim to know everything. But the things that I do know that I've been through, the experience I had with the SMCs and finally getting it done and knowing that you can get multiples when it's K and you have certain ones, I can walk you through a lot of that. Using FMP outside of these third parties, you need to know about that. I can walk you through that as well, where you're in control of your health care and not somebody else. All right. Other than that, guys, that's going to be it. I appreciate everybody watching as always. And until the next time, guys, I'm out of here. Peace. Enjoy the rest of your day.